Toji Fushiguro is one of the most interesting characters to discuss in Jujutsu Kaisen. We can all agree that he's very attractive, he's controversial, some people hate him, some people love him, but I think that's a testament to Akutami's writing. He's such a layered character, and while I'm never going to call him a good dad, and I think that's kind of the point that he's not a good father, I think it's important to discuss the things that have led to him leading down this darker path. The iconic scar that cuts across Toji's lips is a sign of his abuse that he acquired as a child. He was thrown into the pit of monsters, the same one that Maki was thrown into, and the scar is a result of that. The abuse that Toji suffered at the hands of Jujutsu Society would lead to him resenting Gojo. Gojo was this golden child. He was everything that Toji wasn't. And honestly, I think that this could connect back to why he wanted to sell Megumi and why he felt like he shouldn't be in Megumi's life. I think that he knew that he might have some sort of resentment for Megumi at some point because Megumi was someone else who would have been a golden child, someone favored by Jujutsu Society because of how he was born, the innate powers that he had. Toji has some tendencies that I think connect back to low self-esteem. We know that Toji gambles, but that he oftentimes loses, and that he also relies on women for their money. Sometimes when people have low self-esteem, they don't feel like they are truly deserving of money and are quick to lose it. And with Toji, if he has low self-esteem, it would make sense that he felt like he couldn't be a good enough father on his own after his wife presumably died. Another moment that points towards him possibly being self-destructive is the fact that he even acknowledges that he didn't have to fight Gojo in this moment, that he could have just turned tail and gotten out of there. I mean, he took on Gojo after he had essentially proven that he can come back from the dead. One thing I enjoyed from the anime is that this scene where Toji is trying to have dinner with Shu and Shu rejects him and says, hey, we gotta keep it strictly business and I'll see you in hell. That's where I'll see you, okay? You can tell that Toji seems a bit lonely, like he wanted some companionship. We even linger on the moment where he tells him like, oh, I'll see you in hell, and Toji's all by himself, essentially. And I think that Toji, of course, is a lonely guy who has a hard time reaching out to people for companionship. He doesn't feel like he's truly deserving of love, but he still wants it. He chooses not to believe or to remember his own son because it would be too painful to think about him, and so I think he just intentionally forgot about Megumi. And while Toji might have resented Gojo and everything that he represented, I think, especially after fighting with him, there was a certain amount of respect for him, and he understood how him and his son Megumi were similar, and that he could maybe entrust him with knowing how to guide him as this, golden child through life, or at least make sure he was protected. Toji is a twisted and tragic character, but hopefully people can empathize with him.